This is more of a tutorial as a letter than the ones we've seen before. The great letter to date beforehand was the letter that George Herbert Walker Bush wrote to Bill Clinton. And you have to take yourself back in time. That was a bitterly fought election. Letter. George Herbert Walker Bush was crushed in losing. And yet he wrote, and he loved to write, loves to write letters by hand. He said to Bill Clinton, first of all, he didn't write, "Dear Mr. President." Obama wrote, "Dear Mr. President." Yeah. He wrote, "Dear Bill." And he said, casual. At the end of the letter, he said, "I am rooting hard for you." It was a colloquial letter. It was a letter from one person who was about to leave the office of the presidency to another saying, you know, it's going to be tough, but I want you to succeed because we all want you to succeed.
Like saying water under the bridge as far as our differences go.
Very different tone.
I want to ask you about one other part of the letter. This is how President Obama wrapped it up. He wrote, "And finally, take time in the rush of events and responsibilities for friends and family. They'll get you through the inevitable rough patches." And he adds that he and Michelle are there to help President Trump and First Lady Melania where they can. And I don't think anybody would argue that, again, they didn't see eye to eye on a lot of issues. But we know that, at least to date, based on what we understand, the current president has not reached out to President Obama, whereas it was commonplace for other presidents to do so.
Well, it depends on the president.
Does it matter?
There are only a few people in this country at this moment who understand what it is like to be president. Their experiences are invaluable.